One day the engines were resting in the sheds, when suddenly Flying Scotsman appeared. "Hello, engines," said Flying Scotsman in his deep voice. "It's nice to meet you, brother," said Gordon. "Nice to see you again." Then Sir Topham Hatt arrived. "Engines, Flying Scotsman's here to help with your work for the fall. I've borrowed another diesel from the other railway. It's the same one that came here last year," said Sir Topham Hatt, and he laughed. The engines were shot and angry. "It's spam can," said Henry. "Old Reliable," said Toby and Dot together. "What a rude diesel he was last year," said Donald and Douglas together. "Such a rude diesel he is." "He is quite obnoxious too and arrogant," said Thomas. "He is indeed," said Henry. "Must do something." "He'll get his comeuppance eventually," said Flying Scotsman. And I'm afraid he was right. Next day Henry was on a siding at Wellsworth Station, simmering happily, when he saw the diesel back up to his train. The two engines stared at each other. "Nice to see you, D199, said Henry. "I thought you were going to call me Spam Can or Old Reliable at first," said D199. "It's nice to see you again." "Well, just don't cause anything troublesome," said Henry laughably. "Otherwise I might have to come and help you. That was the last 2 occasions," said D199, "and I promise I'll be much better than last time." Then Sir Topham Hatt arrived. "D199, said Sir Topham Hatt, "I'm going to be aboard this train. No tricks and no funny business. Otherwise I'm sending you back to the other railway," said Sir Topham Hatt, and he boarded the train. Yes, sir," said D199. He waited for his passengers to get in his train, and then he took off, hauling his passengers and freight. 199 had a marvelous time down the line. No tricks, but the coaches and freight cars were still angry from the last occasion. Let's teach him a lesson. He passed it on to the tankers. But then he got his comeuppance. He got into a patch of leaves that was uncleared by the railway workmen. His driver was angry. "You should have been warned," he said. "There were leaves on the track." And they had an argument for hours. Henry was still in the siding when he got news from the yardmaster from his crew. "D199 has got into a patch of leaves and he needs help," said the yardmaster to Henry's crew. "Can you go help him, please?" "We'll certainly try," said Henry's driver and fireman. "Well, third time lucky," said his driver. "Let's go and fetch Spam Can." "Certainly," said Henry. "I'll be glad to see this," said Henry laughably, and he puffed away to the rescue. The leaves were eventually cleared. Henry backed up to the train, and he helped push 199 and his train to resume his journey. 199 felt very embarrassed. Along the journey, he apologized to Henry, and he also wanted to send out his apology to the other engines for last time. The rest of the journey was smooth, and Sir Topham Hatt forgave him for his mistake. And they puffed back to the sheds.